What's up, nation? Chef Mike's back. I got my friend Victoria here. Say hi, Victoria.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
So just to tell you guys, I know we've been on a hiatus for a little bit, but it's been a little bit of so much work and everything going on. I'm so sorry that I haven't put any content out, but I reached out to Victoria and seen something that she hasn't had before, which is awesome, which is oxtail. She's like, oh.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Excited, perfect. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make some birria tacos. So she has never had a birria tacos, which is awesome. We're gonna do it all in Insta Pot today. So I'm gonna show you how to make something super easy that you can make at home just in one pot. How's that sound?
Yum, delicious.
So Victoria, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let people know who you are.
My name is Victoria. I am an office and warehouse manager out of Service Master in Meridian. So fire, water, mold, property damage, give us a call.
Perfect. And like I said, we're gonna bring her back. I'm gonna make the food. We're gonna throw it in this Insta Pot. I'm gonna show you kind of a little bit of steps. Birria usually takes a while to cook, but it's nice in an Insta Pot because we can make it so fast. We can make it faster, so you're not gonna have to sit here and wait forever. But I'm gonna show you a simplistic way to do it. So that way you wanna make these tacos at home, you're more than welcome to use this recipe because it's gonna be an easy one. It's gonna be yummy. So I hope you're excited.
I'm super
Did you come hungry?
excited.
I
came on an empty stomach.
Yes. All right, guys, we'll be right back. I'm gonna excuse Victoria so she can sit down for a minute, and then we'll bring you back for the tasting.
Sweet, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we're back. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make some birria tacos, and I love oxtail. And I've been telling you guys for a long time, I've been wanting to make something with oxtail, and we haven't been able to find them. But today, I actually went to a butcher shop in Albertsons, and one of the guys, I'm telling you what, he's amazing. He cut me these oxtails. They look so beautiful. Look how big they look. This is what we're gonna use for the meat. We're also gonna use a chuck roast, which most people use. I like using chuck roast too, but I like having the bones and making that stock rich, which is the consommé that we're gonna dip the tacos in. So we're gonna use the bones for the oxtail and the meat. It's just gonna be so yummy, especially for someone that has never tried this. So first thing we're gonna do is we got our Insta Pot going. I put it on saute, so we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of avocado oil in it. And then we're gonna open up our oxtails here. Normally they're not this huge, but this guy hooked it up. I told him I want some nice oxtails, but look how beautiful these things are. So we're gonna go ahead and sit these inside of our pan. I want them to get seared on all sides, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper on them. So we're gonna go this way. We'll put a little, we want a kind of a minimum seasoning on them because the broth's gonna be the main thing. So we wanna make sure we get that broth perfect. If you put too much salt in there, it's gonna be just too pungent. So we wanna make sure we just kind of lightly season them, just enough to get flavor out of everything. So I got salt, I got garlic, I got a little bit of garlic, and that's all I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna let these saute for a second and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. I wish you can smell the flavor that's coming out of this right now because it smells so good. But what I'm doing right now is just rendering the fat out of the oxtails, just browning them on all sides. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull those out and then we're gonna stick in our roast. So see how beautiful these guys come out. Nice little color on them. Like I said, simple, salt, pepper, and garlic. So easy. So I got these sitting here now. Look how beautiful those look. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go in with our roast. So let me grab some gloves. And the oxtail, like I said, is so yummy. It just gives off so much flavor. That's what I love about it. You can use just roast if you want, or if you don't want to use roast, you can do any other kind of meat, but this is kind of basically what is traditional, is the roast. The chuck roast is so amazing because it has a lot of marbling in it and the flavors are intense. So what I'm gonna do is just basically cut it into bigger chunks. I don't want it to throw the whole thing in there like that, so it cooks evenly, because we want this to just shred and fall apart. So throw it in there like that. Make sure your pan's hot. I like to leave some of the fat on there so it gives us some flavor. If you want to cut that off, you can. But for the most part, this is a pretty lean cut. You can see how nice, there's not much fat on this. And we're gonna do the same thing with it as we did the oxtail. We're gonna do the salt, pepper, and garlic. It's super easy. Perfect. Let's go with our salt. A little black pepper. I like to use the coarse cut pepper. This tastes better for me. I like to have that full flavor. And we got the garlic. Perfect. Now I'm gonna get this browned up. We're gonna saute this for a little bit, and then we're gonna add our oxtails back to it. Add a little bit of stock and a little bit of water, and then we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, we're back. So what I'm gonna do now is I got my meat just getting nice and seared. I'm gonna go ahead and add some carrots. I love carrots because it gives it a lot of flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. And I got an onion, which is a sweet onion. I love the sweet onions because it gives a lot of flavor as well. Just a coarse cut. We'll throw that in there. And then I got a couple of, some garlic cloves. So I just want to smash them. You don't need to cut them up or anything like that, because like I said, with this being an Insta Pot, it's going to go ahead and just disintegrate into it. It's just going to be yummy flavor. So we're going to go ahead and throw this in. So those are done. And then I want to add a couple tomatoes in here. So I got 2 Roma tomatoes. I'm just going to cut it, like I said, coarsely. And then what we're going to do is all that flavor that's on the bottom, we're going to try to bring it up and make it into the stock that we're going to use for the juice, which is the consomme, I should say. So we're going to go ahead and put these in. Oops. And then we're going to go back in with our oxtails. Then I'm going to stir this around, so I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a second. So come on over, we'll see what we look like. What this is going to do is help bring all that yummy flavors from the bottom, all the crispy beef flavors, because that's going to make our stock rich. So I'm going to stir this around like that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go in with a little bit of chicken stock. And what that's going to do is help bring all that stuff up from the bottom. So we're going to deglaze the pan basically. And then we're going to use a little bit of water. We want this to be cold because it's going to bring up the flavors. So I'm going to scrape the bottom a little bit, get all those flavors going. And then I'm going to put this in. You just want the juice to go just to the top of the actual meat. We got these kind of sitting in there perfectly. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit of seasonings. So what I want to do is we're going to add a little bit of, I want 2 bay leaves. Get those in there. And then we're going to go in with a couple other seasonings. So we got some caldo de pollo. A little bit of that in there. We have some onion powder. We have a little bit of whole oregano. And just a tad bit of cumin. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lock this up. We're going to set it. And we're going to close it. I want to do it for about 45 minutes to let everything kind of get nice and toasty. And then we're going to cook our chilies, which we have over here. Check these out. It's about a whole nice section of chilies here from Albertsons. So we're gonna use these 4 chilies to make our sauce. And this is what's gonna put into the meat after we cook it for about half the way. So once it's done cooking half the way, we add the chili sauce to it, and it's gonna give all that flavor out, and then it's gonna be able to shred, and then we're gonna make our tacos. See you in a minute.
Are you looking for a new dish to make? Or maybe you want to try a new approach to your favorite meals? Then we invite you to subscribe to Chef Mike's YouTube channel. With dozens of videos to choose from, there's a dish for everyone. Subscribe today and hit the notification bell for new updates.
All right, guys, we're back. Since everything's cooking right now, we're gonna go ahead and do our sides for the ending. So I want a little cilantro, some onions, and lime juice. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our onions first. Super easy way to cut them. I know you've seen this before, hopefully on my show. I like to cut the ends off first, go down to half, and take the skin off. Just like so. This makes it easier to dice because we want some fine dice. This is what's gonna go on top of our tacos. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and make some slices. So we're gonna go this way. Perfect, and then we're gonna go ahead and slice down. Some nice small dice. Look at how nice that is. And remember, the faster you do it, the less chance you have of crying. Which is funny, because I hate crying with onions. So we're gonna go ahead and toss those in a bowl. And cut this guy up. Nice little dices, makes it easy to cut. And when you get to the end, just give it a little slice on the end, like so. Perfect. So there's our onions, all nice and chopped. That's what we're gonna top our tacos with. All right, then we're gonna cut some cilantro. We'll be right back. All right, guys, now I'm gonna cut up a little bit of cilantro because this goes really well with these tacos. Actually, it goes real well with any tacos, unless you're not a cilantro fan. If you're not a cilantro fan, you can actually do some green onions, top it with green onions, which is nice. But I don't know too many people that hate cilantro, but I do know some people that are allergic, like kind of don't like the flavor. Once you get that in you, it's not good. I love cilantro, so we're gonna cut some of this up. Just want a nice fine shred here. So we're gonna add this to our onions here. And then what we're gonna do also is we're gonna cut a couple limes. So that way you can squeeze a little lime juice, because the citrus goes a long way on this too. So we'll put some of these on here too. Just cut them into wedges, nothing big. Put those right there. And like I said, we'll be back. The meat is almost done. So we're gonna add, once it gets to the point where it's almost shreddable, I'm gonna add my chilies, which are going right now. And I'm gonna show you, we're gonna blend those up here in a second, and we'll be back. We'll add that to the meat, and then we'll go back and let it cook for about another 15 minutes or so when it shreds, so the chili gets a chance to incorporate with the meat. So we want all those flavors, and then as soon as the chili hits it, that's when you get that consomme. The consomme is gonna build, and then you get that nice liquid that is the bone broth. It's everything that we have in there right now that's just cooking nicely, and you're gonna be able to dip that tortilla in there. It's gonna be so amazing. So if you haven't had birria yet, I'm sorry, but she hasn't either. So what we're gonna do is make sure she tries something that is out of this world. So we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, we're back. Now we're gonna heat up some water. We're gonna cook some chilies. So normally you can cook them inside the Insta Pot too, but I really like just cooking them separate. So that way I can actually take the seeds and the stems and everything off. So right now we're gonna go in with 2 chili diablos. These are spicy too, so if you want a little bit more kick, go ahead and add more of those because they're awesome. Then I'm gonna go with 2 of these California chilies. And like I said, just take the ends off because once we blend them, I want all those seeds and everything in there because they give it good flavor. So we're gonna go with 2 of those. Next, we're gonna go with some New Mexico chilies. Perfect. And then last but not least, we're gonna go with a couple of chili guajillas. I love these. These are a little darker, rich in flavor. I use them a lot in my menudos and stuff like that. All right, perfect. So we're gonna let that cook down. And then what I'm gonna do for this is actually I wanna add a little bit of caldo de pollo to this because it gives a little bit of flavor, kind of brings out some of the flavors. So I wanna add a little bit of that to it. I'm gonna let that cook down for about, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes, get them soft, so that way we can blend them. And then once our meat's done, we're gonna add that to it, and then we're gonna stir it around, and then we're gonna give it another like 15, 20 minutes so the meat pulls apart, and then we'll be good to go. All right, guys, now we got our chilies cooked. You see how they're nice and soft. We're gonna go ahead and add these into the blender. And then we're gonna mix these up. Some of the juice in there. Perfect. I'm gonna save some of this juice just because we can add it later if we want to. I just want to get all this yummy flavor out. So we're gonna go on to our Ninja. This way. Boom. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and switch this over to here. First, I like to pulse it just to get a little bit of mix. Just this, the meat's done right now, and we're gonna go ahead and go into the meat. So let's go ahead and cut this open. Smells amazing. So now what we're gonna do is this thing fits perfect. As you notice, I just got that thing for a reason. So I'm gonna go in here, add some of this chili. And then what we're gonna do is kind of move this around, let all that kind of get into the meat. The meat's almost done, so this is where I wanted to add it because I want all the flavors. So we're gonna go ahead and just add this in, let it go through. So now we don't have all these big seeds and chunks inside of our meat. Perfect. So now you see that we got that meat good to go. It's almost there. You see how nice and just about to fall apart, but we still have a little bit of time. So I'm gonna mix this up. At this point, I kind of want to taste it to see if where I'm at for flavor. So if I have to add some salt or if I had to add anything, let's go ahead and taste. Oh my God. Never mind, we don't need nothing. We're gonna let this cook. So I'm gonna give it another 15 to 20 minutes so that way the oxtails just smoothly shred. And oh my God, the flavor is amazing.
Are you looking for a new dish to make? Or maybe want to try a new approach to your favorite meals? Then we invite you to subscribe to Chef Mike's YouTube channel. With dozens of videos to choose from, there's a dish for everyone. Subscribe today and hit the notification bell for new updates.
All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put some tortillas on the comal. We got Rodriguez today. Idaho, yummy, they're amazing. So we're gonna go with a couple of these. What we wanna do is we wanna hit inside and just dip them and then put them on our comal. Beautiful, perfect. So we're gonna get these going. And then we want to put some, I use Chihuahua cheese, which is so amazing. It's almost like a mozzarella. It's so delicious. So I want to put that in there. Oh man, let's put a little bit more shit. We can't go with enough cheese. Perfect. And then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get some beef and put it on top of that. We got this yummy, oh man. Can't even tell you how yummy this is. This is all the oxtail. I'm gonna shred that up. The oxtail is amazing, and then we got the full. Perfect. We got two great ones. So we're gonna let these cook for a second. Let them get nice and crispy. We want these to get just yummy and crispy, and then we'll add the finishing touches, and we'll see you in a minute. We're back, and we have these tacos ready to go with the consomme ready to go. Victoria,
so excited.
She's so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
But she's been waiting. So here we got our tacos, and then we got just a little bit of diced up onions and cilantro, and we have that here with some wedges. I want you to put a little bit of lime juice on it before you hit the consomme. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right, let's do this. All right, so grab one. She's got gloves.
I'm ready.
There you go.
Okay.
Open it
I don't
up.
like so much onions, but I love cilantro.
Okay. And she's got the lime juice. Oh. And let me give you a spoon to put a little bit of that consomme. Oh, you actually can dip it in, but let me give you. This consomme is amazing. So this is what makes the taco.
Dip it.
There you go. All right, let's try it. First time.
Super nervous, but super excited. Oh my God.
Is that amazing?
That is so good.
Oh, all that cheese, all that, the flavor. So basically this is birria. It is one of the famous tacos right now. So everyone loves birria.
That is so good. I'm so glad I wore gloves though.
We'll go ahead and dip that taco in here and see this is what you're supposed to do. Just dip that in there and get that flavor and tell us how it fits. I mean, what's the taste? Almost like a French dip, it's like.
But better.
But
because you have like the crunchy, the cilantro, the cheese. That is so good.
And like I said, as far as everything goes, we're gonna get another class next week. I love having people that haven't tried something. And you've never personally have tried these tacos, right?
Which is kind of surprising because I'm Mexican. I kind of have every kind of taco you've ever imagined, but I've never had this, and this is so delicious.
All right. Well, I mean, 1 to 10, what's your taco rate?
20 to 20. It's delicious. The crunch from the tortilla, the cheese, all the ingredients, it just tastes super fresh and super delicious.
Isn't that something crazy? But either way, we'll see you soon. But thank you, Victoria.
Thanks for having me.